So here's the thing. Not every album is vinyl worthy. Let me explain. Hi, my name is Frank. Welcome back to channel 33 RPM, your channel for vinyl gear and more. Remember that episode of Seinfeld where Elaine realizes that the manufacturer of her birth control device has gone out of business and its product is in limited supply? Elaine has to give serious thought to whether each of her subsequent encounters are, sponge-worthy. In a similar vein, when it comes to record collecting, not every album is vinyl-worthy. Let's dive into this a bit more. The thing is, records are getting very expensive. At least here, for a new release, it's not uncommon to pay $30, sometimes even more. I'm noticing some of these recent albums are upwards of $40. And like many of you, I have a limited budget to spend on these things behind me, right? I can't buy everything I want on vinyl, and I'm sure you can't either. So as a result of this, I have become more picky about what I buy on vinyl, hence the topic of today's video. And the question, well, it's not a question, it's a statement. Like, not every record is vinyl worthy. This is sort of a philosophy I am now living by. If I'm going to pop down 30 or 40 bucks on a new record, I better like that thing, and I better plan on listening to it multiple times. There's no point in spending 40 bucks on something that's just going to collect dust on those shelves behind me, right? Like, there's several things I think about. One is cost. Is it worth owning this piece of music or this collection of songs on a 12-inch piece of vinyl? You gotta think, or I have to think, am I gonna listen to this record multiple times to justify that purpose? Or it's got to have, some albums are worth buying on vinyl also because they have really cool packaging. For example, earlier this year, I bought the 40th and 50th anniversary reissue of Alice Cooper's School's Out, and this particular release recreates the original packaging with the paper panties that came around the record and the album jacket that opens up into an old school desk and the legs come out, right? That's cool, and that's the sort of stuff that makes records still worth buying. I did have an original pressing with all those goodies, but I wanted to really see if they could faithfully recreate that and check out what they had done with the album. So yes, that one was also vinyl worthy. I'm not saying I don't make spontaneous record buying decisions or buy things on a whim. I still do that on occasion, right? Like, I'm not going to buy a $50 record on a whim, but if I see a record for 25 bucks and I've heard some of the tracks and the artwork is kind of cool, like, okay, I might pick that up on vinyl. I got an example here. Like, earlier this year, I bought the new Offspring album. I hadn't planned on purchasing it, but the price was right, so I grabbed it. So why not? You got to live a little bit and have a little bit of fun. But again, those types of purchases are probably becoming less and less frequent. And just because something is not necessarily vinyl worthy, it doesn't mean it's not worth owning. A lot of us forget that there's still technology out there called CDs, compact discs, and I still do buy compact discs. And when I do buy a compact disc, let me show you some examples. It's usually because the record is too expensive. Nowadays, it's not uncommon for the vinyl version of a release to cost 2, 3, sometimes even 4 times that of the compact disc. In those cases, it's often a no-brainer, right? Just to buy the compact disc. For example, I had my eye, and I showed this one in a recent video, I've had my eye on the new one from Mammoth WVH, or the debut from Mammoth WVH. And this is something I wanted, or I thought I wanted on vinyl, but the record here is like 40 bucks, and the price wasn't going down. The compact disc was 10 or 12 bucks. That was really a no-brainer. I just grabbed the CD. Same thing with the Foo Fighters Medicine at Midnight album. album. The record wasn't terribly expensive. I think it was like $25, but the compact disc was $10. And again, I figured it's not really worth it for me to spend that extra money on the record. Another example is Black Sabbath has been putting out these deluxe edition box sets. I've bought a lot of them on vinyl, but the Technical Ecstasy one, I'm going to pick that up on compact disc. On CD, the box set is like $35-40, whereas the record is over $100. So am I going to listen to the record enough to justify that price difference? Probably not. So I grabbed the CD. I'm kind of at that age where I'm getting nostalgic about compact discs. And I was a young teenager when this technology came out, and it really was quite revolutionary at the time. So I still do hold that format near and dear. The other thing is, some albums, and I don't know if this is a controversial statement to make, but some albums are not really worth owning on any format. I mean, we have streaming nowadays, right? And I stream a lot of music. I consume a lot of music, and there's no way I can possibly own every album I like on a physical format, whether it be the more expensive vinyl or the less expensive compact discs. So I do have quite a robust library on Tidal that I go back to and listen to albums a lot on high definition. You have to remember this stuff is studio master quality. Sounds fantastic. In some cases, it sounds better than CD or vinyl. So I have no problem doing that as well. I know it comes down to the artist getting money out of this. There's other ways you can support artists. You can see them live. You can buy their merch. All sorts of stuff. So I've kind of rambled here. But again, my whole point is not every record is vinyl worthy, at least for me personally. I really have to take a look at each individual one and figure out, is it worth spending X amount of dollars to get this on record? If it's not, is it worth buying the compact disc? If not, I can just stream it and have no problem with it. That said, I'm not going to stop buying records anytime soon. I have slowed down on my purchases, but there still are many, many new records coming out, new to me stuff, all sorts of stuff that is very much vinyl worthy. All right, 33ers, what do you think? How do you decide what to buy on wax? I would love to know. Let me know in the comments below. I hope you dug today's episode. Have a great rest of the week. Until next time, keep on spinning.